MD Prepper here, another gear review for bug in, bug out type situations. This time we're going to be talking about survival candles. There's a lot of styles and there's a lot more than these four that I've reviewed here, but this is a basic starter, okay? We're going to start here with your standard little Walmart brand UCO 9-hour candles. Comes with 3 candles, each one will burn for about 9 hours apiece. They have a little candle holder for this thing. It's ridiculously expensive. It's like 16, 17 bucks for the candle holder that you can adjust with this. I think that's a bit ridiculous. I've not paid that for this thing. The 9-hour candles are good just to have around if you need them. You can put them on a dish or plate, put them in a coffee cup, that sort of thing to catch the wax drippings off of this thing. Again, 9 hours per candle, not bad for about $3 or $4 a piece per pack at Walmart. But not my favorite. Not my favorite by a long shot. This will get the job done if you got to get them and buy them close. It's okay. Putting that one away. Your standard little flat tin 36-hour survival candle. This one's by StanSport. Most of them are Coughlin's for usually $4 to $5 a piece, though I have found them, here's a 10 there, at, I believe it was Sports Authority, on sale for $2 a piece. I think it was $1.97. They were closeout, but just because the back cardboard rather, had worn out and warped from so many years of sitting on the shelf without people wanting to pay $6 for a 36-hour candle. I bought a ton of those for $2 a piece and don't regret it. These are good. These are nice to have in your pack. They're a little tin container. They pack light. They're thin. These are good for your pack, but I don't know if I would prefer this for a home type power outage situation overall. We'll get to the reasons for that in a second. I have 3 wicks in them. This version did not come with a pack of matches, but the Coughlin's and some of the other ones do actually come with a 20 pack of matches or so in there to use. You have 3 wicks. With 3 wicks lit, it's only going to last you about 12 hours. It's not exactly a 36-hour candle. It's only 36 hours with 1 wick lit, and they do recommend that you alternate these after a while for burning. There's your 3 wicks. These do fine. There's nothing wrong with these things, and again, there's 1,000 little purposes for these tins once you're done with them. But for about $5 a piece, I don't think these are the best overall. I think you can do better. Nothing wrong with them. I like them a lot. I used them for a lot of years until I found some better options. Now, let me, by the way, say that I tend to keep a plastic rubber band, something like that, piece of plastic, just something to hold this thing closed, because otherwise it's going to fall off. The top's going to not stay secure. It's not tight on this thing. With wax, if you're carrying around in the hot summer southern heat here, this bad boy is going to melt and you're going to get wax all over your gear, and that's just a pain. I've had that happen with little votive candles and all that. Now, on the votive candle, tea light candle style things, this little thing, the Coughlin's little tea light candle torch, a little contraption for holding and containing your little tea light candles. I think this is about $8 to $9 a piece. It's a cute little addition. It's probably worth picking up, especially in your bug out bag. I would not necessarily recommend this for an in-home use necessarily. There's probably some better options. Again, I've got several of these. The latest style you're going to find does not have the rubber base on it, which I like a lot. I'm just reviewing this one because this is the one I've seen in stores recently, and I think this is their standard model. You got your little carry handle here, which you can obviously loop over something, the upper part of your tent, something like hang it down, that sort of thing to shed some light. The top on this twists off. I've got quite a lot of tea light candles in this. I've got 5 of them that will fit. Each one's going to run you an hour to an hour and a half a piece. I keep those in there just to keep it stored. The glass can come out there if you need to clean it, if it gets sooted up, that sort of thing. You got a good amount of airflow on the bottom side there. Put a candle in there, light it up, put the top back on. You're good to go for quite a while. Does not provide a tremendous amount of heat, but again, if you're in a very tight situation, something like a small room in your house when a tornado hits, that sort of thing, if it happens to be cold out, which not particularly typical with tornadoes, but it will provide some heat. Not enough to cook on, anything like that, but again, a nice little flame that's going to last a long time. Don't have to worry a lot about it. Not a tremendous amount of light, but hey, any port in a storm. So, that's decent. My personal favorite is this. This is the Candle Power, see that right there, 50-hour survival candle. One of these candles will run for exactly 50 hours. And I have tried this with a few of them. And yep, it's right at, just short of, if not slightly more than 50 hours. Works extremely well. Glass top, sides, bottom, all of that. Single wick on the inside there, if you can see that. Not sure if you can there. But this bad boy will burn without messing with it for exactly 50 hours straight. Fantastic. I bought these from Sportsman's Guide a year or so ago. They were running a case at a time, which I think was 24 candles in a case. Each one a little 4-pack little carry handle, like your little drinks at your fast food stores and all that. 50 cents a piece is what I paid for these. I bought 2 big containers of these, 2 pallets of them, for 48 of them. Shipping destroyed one of them. Don't have that one right now because I used it up. I used that one for experimentation. In the shipping, it broke the bottom of this thing, shattered it, and was just shards. Didn't want to use that for long-term survival, but I put it in a coffee cup just to carry around and use for experimentation. And let me tell you, this thing is fantastic. You don't need 24-hour burn on a candle. Only time you need it is when the power's out and the lights are out and the sun's down. Most of the day, you're fine unless you're living in a basement somewhere. This thing works just great. You probably only need 4 to maybe 5, 6 hours, 8 absolutely tops in an evening for a burn. So a 50-hour candle is going to last you for a long time. Buying them in a pallet of 24, each of which is 50 hours a piece, is a tremendous amount of light. I've done the math on a pallet or 2 of these. With 2 pallets in max burn during dark out type conditions, this thing's good for a year, year and a half, something like that, burn time. They're great. Now, being glass, you know, once these things burn down, they're going to get hot. And you're not going to want to carry these around. They're going to be set around the house and all that sort of thing for light. But if you do need to carry them around, the easiest way I've found is to put them in a coffee cup. You pick them up, you take your coffee cup, you put them down there. Does well. Does it provide as much light as one without it? No, but again, as long as the light and the wax and everything is above the coffee cup, it does just fine for walking your way around the house and finding your way. Again, these things do fairly well for as far as heat on the outsides, for carrying them around. They do just fine overall, but it's just once you get your flame down low, this thing gets darn hot. And I don't know if I necessarily want to be carrying a glass canister around with a pot holder or something like that I may drop. But for 50 cents a piece, this is absolutely the best little survival candle I've ever found, especially for in-the-house use. Outside the house use, if I'm camping, something like that, this one is probably better, or maybe this one. It's debatable. But if you're camping in a fixed location, something like that, your RV, at home, something like that, out in your little cabin, these 50-hour survival candles are absolutely the way to go. And of course, you can always drain off the burned wax and use them for other candles or other purposes that you can use paraffin for. 50 cents a piece for 50 hours of burn. Absolutely the best deal I've ever seen for a survival style candle. Let's see, 36 hours for $5, 50 hours for 50 cents. 50 cents. Votive candles, cheap, easy to use, very available, easy to pick up. These are a great option overall, but this was more practical. Alright guys, MD Prepper out on survival candles for lights out type conditions, SHTF. Thanks guys. Bye.